Hi, my name is Nicole, and I'm a carbaholic and a sugar addict. And that shit is no joke. Carbs and sugar are so addicting. I am 3 months into carnivore. It's going pretty okay. I have to admit, though, I have had a couple little slip ups. It is not easy to kick sugar. It is so incredibly addicting. And even just having some berries is giving into that craving. It's gotta be all or nothing. It has to. I have addictions, and when you are an addict, that means you have to remain abstinent. There is no telling a heroin addict, it's okay. You can have a hit of heroin on Wednesdays. You'll be fine. You don't want to tell an alcoholic, oh, it's okay, you can have just one drink. No, no, you can't. I cannot have just one drink. It's gonna lead to another. And then the next week I'm gonna have two drinks. And then before you know it, it's off to the races again. And it's the same with sugar. Sugar is an addictive substance. It triggers the dopamine in your brain. It sets off the same neurochemical pathways and stimulation as drugs. And there is evidence and proof that sugar is more addictive than cocaine. And when it comes to carbs, not all carbs are the same. So, but for me, and for a lot of addicts, food addicts, you gotta cut out all the carbs. All or nothing. Maybe it's only temporary. Maybe. But it's a slippery slope. And I know for me that it's probably going to re-trigger that addiction. Hell yeah, I want to go eat some spaghetti or some mac and cheese or some treats and brownies. That would be wonderful. But part of being an addict is fulfilling that short-term need, that urge, and failing to look at the long-term ramifications of it. So over time of eating carbs and sugar has led to terrible health issues for me and so many other people. And the longer I do carnivore, the more the easier it is for my body to go into a tailspin and feel awful. The more sensitive I'm becoming to foods that I should not eat. All last year, 2019, I had a rash on my body, and it was a combination of things like emotional stress, I think parasites, improper eating, probably retroviruses. And if I eat sugar, if I go and eat a lot of sugar or something with gluten and carbs, my skin starts to itch. I cannot have carbs and sugar. I also cannot have fruits and vegetables, and that's really tough. That's really not that easy. But when I go and look at the anti-nutrients in a lot of these vegetables, it really helps to stick with the food regimen and lifestyle that I'm trying out right now, that I'm starting to slowly heal. I mean, these things take time also, and I get a little impatient, am I doing the right thing? Is this what I need to be doing for my body? And after 3 months in, I do notice improvements in some areas and not in other areas where I would hope, like my gut. But that takes a long time to fix everything. And when you also look at emotional connections to things, then that's so relevant and it's so key to illnesses, diseases. If you don't address the emotional aspects, and just the food and physical, you're only addressing a small portion of the overall health and wellness. So right now, I feel in my intuition that only meat is the right thing for me to do. And I also have to start continuing to address my emotional baggage and healing from traumas. And when I started to address some of the emotional stuff is when my rash began to go away last year. And so when you are healing and looking at overall wellness, you have to look at multiple pieces of the puzzle. And you have to address all of them. In order for the puzzle to be complete, you need all the pieces, right? So maybe one piece is exercise, one piece is what you're eating, one piece is sleep, one piece is childhood traumas, one piece is, whatever. And to see the bigger picture, you got to have all the pieces. And to have a complete puzzle, you have to put all those pieces together. And that is what I'm working on. So it's kind of a slow going process. I get frustrated, I second guess, and I doubt, and I'm like, oh, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? But it is. It really is. I notice that a lot of this stuff is just addictions. And like with coffee, I've got to let coffee go. I've got to let it go. I've got to get it out of my life. It's just another one of those hang-ups. Some people think they're better on coffee. I don't think I'm better on coffee. I think I just drink it because it's a habit. I like the taste, but is it really serving me any good? I don't think so. And it's just got to be cold turkey. Got to cut it out. And I can't have it in my house. I'm not going to save coffee for bartering for the end of the world. It's just like alcohol. I don't want it around. It would be something that would be smart to have on hand for like making tinctures. There's multiple purposes for it, but as somebody who is at 10 months sober and with a history of drinking, you just can't have these things around. I got to get the sugar out of my house. I'm going to have to get the berries out of my house, and I'm faced with this dilemma. Like, I don't want to just get rid of these delicious berries and fruit in my freezer, so I might as well eat it. But then how much am I going to set myself back by doing that? It's a tough dilemma. And then I think maybe I should just keep saving all this other stuff for when it's hard to get food at the stores. But then am I going to be able to eat it? I don't know. I'm just kind of taking things one day at a time, following the carnivore path. I believe in it. I see so many testimonials of people who have fully healed from like the craziest ailments. Diabetes, type 1 and 2, arthritis, skin problems, gut problems. It's just a matter of fine-tuning based on your individual needs. So some people can't have anything except for beef. Some people can have any kind of meats they want. Some people can't have egg whites. So it's a lot of trial and error. I'm in the trial and error phase right now. At 3 months in, the meat is right as to if I should or shouldn't have pork. That's still up in the air. I think pork can be very inflammatory, and it did wreck my stomach when I tried to have pork shoulder one day. Bacon doesn't seem to upset me as much. Beef is fine for me, although not all ground beef is created equal. There's some ground beef that I can have when it's of better quality, but when it's not, that tends to upset my stomach. And I just made a roast chicken from hens that I raised myself, and that seemed to be okay. It was incredibly delicious, but chicken doesn't have as much fat in it as beef does, so I cooked it in a lot of butter. And fat is really essential to all of this as well. So I'm trying to focus on having more fat, and like I said, one day at a time. Maybe someday I can eat fruits and vegetables again. Maybe I can't. As of right now, I'm still working through those addictions and getting the sugar and the carbs out. Got to get the coffee out and take it from there. Still on the mend. Things don't happen fast. And this is where patience comes in. Patience is something I'm working on. So this is good for me. And yeah, I fully believe in this carnivore diet. I think everybody should at least give it a try. Give it a try. If you never know what's going to work for you until you try it. Nobody can tell you what's right for you except for you and your own body and how it reacts to things. So have fun. Have fun with it. Trial and error. Give it a go.